Freedom is one thing that's very important for every life in the world. Freedom makes life have meaning. We enjoy our life or not. It depends on how much freedom do we have. But freedom has many different levels. Some people think about freedom is to have money. When you have money, you have freedom to buy anything, to go anywhere, to do anything. So money is freedom for many people. This is one level of freedom, one kind of freedom. Some people think about freedom is when we have a choice to choose our leader. We have a choice to vote for our government, our representative. That's another kind of freedom. Freedom to think, freedom to live, freedom to do many things. But one thing is important is freedom start from food. For me, freedom have to start from food. We need to know that we have food in our hand, or we can know how to grow food. We know what is edible, what is not edible, or we know that where we can get food permanently. So when we have food, we have less fear, less worry. Fear and freedom is like a coin. One side is fear, one side is freedom. If we have more fear, we can see more fear. That means we have less freedom. But if we have more freedom, we have less fear. Mainly what causes a lot of fear for people is we fear or we worry about food. We are afraid that we will not have food to eat. Especially when economics have problems, when we have war, when we have some crisis happen. That is the time we start to understand that food is very important. It's the most important thing for us. So when we have food in our hand, we always have less fear in our life. But whenever we have no food in our hand, even we have a lot of money, we have power, but we don't know where to get food, we'll have more fear, more worry. That means we have less freedom. Our freedom has very high value. Some group of people, they can see that this value is very important. They want to take the value of our freedom. So this group of people, they design our life to get rid of freedom, get rid of skill, how to make food, how to grow food from our life. They train us to not think about food, not think about where the food come from, how to grow food, what is edible, what is not edible. They don't want us to think about this at all. They train us to be specialists. You can be teacher, you can be doctor, you can be business person, you can be engineer, you can be whatever, but don't worry about food. They will arrange the system that make food for us. And they have the system to guarantee us that the food that they have in the market will be safe and good for you. So most of people in the world get into this system. Most of people don't know how to grow food anymore. When we don't know how to grow food, don't know what is edible, we need to rely on the food system that they created for us. Then, when the system have problem, we have more fear. So, when we have less ability to grow food, they make more money, they have more power. That's the way they create the whole world to be like this. That's why we have less and less and less freedom in our life now. But many people think that we have a lot of freedom. We have a lot of freedom. We can do many things, we can say anything, we can critique anything, we can go anywhere. But not many people think, does freedom come from money? We rely on the freedom of money. We did not rely on the freedom from ourselves. When we have no food in our hand, we lost our skill how to grow food, how to know what is edible or not edible. That means we lost all our freedom now. Even we have so many things in our life, but we don't really have freedom. We just rely on the freedom of money, freedom of the system. So when the system have problem, when the money have problem, we suffer a lot. We have a lot of fear, a lot of worry now. It's important to think about this, to think about freedom start from food first. When we have food, when we can grow our own food, when we know what is edible, how to cook food, or we don't like to be farmer, but we have connection with people who are farmer. We don't need to be a farmer, but if we have connection with farmer, we know, we support them, we know them. So this technique, this way of living can make us feel secure that we have food. This is the way we have less fear, and then we can think about another level, another kind of freedom, more and more and more after that. But if we did not start from food, it's very hard to have a permanent or the long-last freedom in our life. Fear. If we have more fear, we have less freedom. If we have less fear, we have more freedom. If we have food, we have less fear, less worry. This is why I believe that freedom starts from food. It's important to think about food is freedom. No food, no life. No life, no freedom. How can we go back? To learn, to practice, to develop our skill to grow food, to know more about food, or go back to reconnect with farmers or people who grow food, support them, help them to grow food for us, so we can feel more secure. We will have more freedom in our life. Food is freedom.